Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I am doing a gift request and I love this. It's Balsam Range. They're a bluegrass band. I've done a couple of them, but I love their name. Balsam, like you think of balsa wood and all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's where it derived from. I don't know where the range is. Grit and Grace, and it was requested by a gift from Montauk Ed. So Ed, thank you, my friend. Shout out to you for this. Let's find out if there are lyrics in this song or not, because usually whenever there are lyrics in songs that Ed requests, it puts it to me. Let's see. So pretty.
There's holes in my heart, scars on my soul, nights I fell apart, and days I lost control on the inside, waiting for the storm to subside. Somehow scraping by, climbing every hill, too stubborn not to try, and never lost the will to wander. When I'd hear the steel beyond the thunder, with one part moxie, another part metal, I found mercy, refusing to settle for a hiding place. In sacrifice and second guessing, finding strength in every blessing, through all the tears and fears I had to face. I supplied the grit, God supplied the grace.
Good balance.
Claw, tooth and nail, through heartache and hell, pray to prevail, and one day live to tell another story, one that had a happy ending for me.
All right, at this point in the song, I'm wondering if they're going to bring it back to to something specific, or if it's going to be general, just you could fill in the pieces of your life into this circumstance, or into the theme of the song. Where grit, you supply the grit, you get after it, don't give up, have your fortitude, but God will provide the grace, theologically, obviously speaking.
Parted with my pride,
Yeah.
learned how to trust, with mercy as my guide, all the doubts they turned to dust in the chapter of who I grew to be ever after. With one part moxie, another part metal, I found mercy, refusing to settle for a hiding place. In sacrifice and second guessing, finding strength in every blessing, through all the tears and fears I had to face. I supplied the grit, God supplied the grace. Another part metal, I found mercy, refusing to settle for a hiding place. In sacrifice and second guessing, finding strength in every blessing, through all the tears and fears I had to face.
We all have them.
I supplied the grit, God supplied the grace. So I supplied the grit, God supplied the grace.
That's one of those songs that is it more practical about how you should go about approaching your life and living your life like getting after it? Or is it more spiritual in that, God supplies the grace part, as they said, however you interpret that? Or is there no distinction whatsoever? I tend to try to look at things unbroken down, if you will, in the sense of everything's like part of one big package, and we like to break things down and compartmentalize them and such to say, oh, this is how you live your life, and here's how God does things and all this stuff. But my approach is like, get after it, and there's a risk to life. And if you don't get after it, that's just one sure way that you're not going to succeed or get to where you want. But there's an expression about grace. It's like, grace will meet you where you're at, but it won't leave you where it found you, or it will leave you better than where it found you. Something to that effect. And it's just one of those things that I like. We each have our own approach toward sort of merging, if you want to call it that, the combination of faith, if you have it, and living one's life, and in interpreting things and finding meaning to life with the combination of those two things, and more, our relationships with people and our self-doubt and the things that we know that we're strong or good at. We hope other people can see it and benefit from it, whatever. We have all these things that make us human, that we like to, it's good to be aware of these things. But some of the images in there were cute. One of the little girl had the sign that said grace, but in the back you could see a tiny church. The little boy with the butterfly bandage on his face. And I used to remember those when I was younger. I used to cut myself, because I was an active boy like so many people. And I would jack myself up every so often. And like the weapon of choice to close up those gashes and wounds and cuts was butterfly bandage. I remember I got knocked out playing basketball once. I was going up to block a guy's shot. He pump faked me good, and I could jump very high. And as I'm coming down, he's a left-hander. We used to call him Jump Shot Johnny because that's all he did. But he pump faked me really well. I went up to swat the thing, and as I'm coming down, he goes up for his shot, and he drives his head right into my chin, and boom, I was out, right? And you don't feel anything when you're knocked out. That's just so you know. You feel it when you come back online and your body's working again. Then you're like, oh, but I had a good one under there. I went home, and I remember my father just put a few butterfly bandages on it. Thank God I didn't have to go get stitches, because I hate those things, right? Thing I hate about stitches is not when they put them in, it's when they take them out. It's like, whatever. So, yeah, Ed, this is a good, sweet song. The instrumentation was fantastic. I love the way the lead singer sang this song. Their harmonies come in beautifully. They remind me of somebody, but I can't figure out who. It's not Alabama with their harmonies, but parts of them. But just their instrumentation. They're consummate musicians. But even the signs, there was trust. I like the flexibility one, because I was just working with somebody to help her do backbends, because she wanted to get back to when she was a lot younger, when she could do backbends effortlessly. And it was funny when I saw that. I am like, oh, just a few days ago, I was working with a yoga student to help her do backbends. And it's going to take some work, but so there were a lot of images in here that were nice and fun and got me thinking, as Ed always does. So, all right, I'm going to come in. I'm rating this thing, and the number that popped into my head was a 9.6. When do you hear a song with the phrase moxie and metal? You don't. Not metal as in like steel and iron and gold and all that. This was, I think it's METTLE. I think that's how you spell that, metal. And moxie, getting after it, metal, strength, just keep going, determination, grit and grace. So hopefully things work out when you do that. So there it is. All right, folks, you can thank Montauk Ed for that one. I'm wearing this shirt in your honor because this reminds me of Montauk Point and the water and the sky and the blend out there. So sometimes when I do videos, I have to wear this, Ed. All right, folks, have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country and bluegrass.